Destiny Westbrook, a senior in the Media 3 broadcasting class, and today is Ask a Professional. And joining with me today is Travis Livingston, who is an athletic trainer for Sports Plus Rehab. And today we're going to start by, he's going to tell us what an athletic trainer is exactly.
An athletic trainer is a healthcare professional that specializes in prevention and care of athletic injuries. I am from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I attended University of Tennessee at Martin for my undergrad and East Tennessee State University for my master's degree. And I went to Riverdale High School.
How did you get your start in athletic training, and was it a typical start?
I guess I got my start just as a high school student whenever I injured my ankle pretty bad. And I was in the training room for a few months, and it really got me interested. So I stayed after school a little bit to learn what all athletic training entailed. And I didn't work as an athletic training student in high school, but I hung out and kind of saw what was going on in the athletic training room. And then when I got to college, I volunteered hours for the first 2 years and was more so an observation student. And then once I got in the program, of course, I went through and took all the classes and learned what it was to be an athletic trainer completely, and certified in 2007, started grad school, and that's when I first began as an athletic trainer.
What steps do you recommend someone to take if they wanted to be an athletic trainer?
First, I would research the profession, make sure it's something that's for you. Then I would look around in your community, see if there's an athletic trainer you might be able to job shadow, see if it's something that you would be interested in. Then contact the schools that you're interested in attending and see if they have an accredited athletic training program, and then visit the schools and see which one is going to be the best fit for you.
What was your toughest class while being in college, and what was the most interesting?
The toughest class I took, which was probably the toughest class anyone in athletic training took, was Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2. It was just very in-depth and very detailed. The physiology and the lecture part of the course was extremely difficult, but it prepared you well for the profession and knowing the human body. The most interesting was also the anatomy and physiology, but it was more so the lecture portion, or not the lecture, but the lab part of anatomy and physiology, where you got to go in and look at actual parts of the body, muscles, bones, lungs, livers, all that kind of stuff. That way you could see what the inside of the body looked like.
What is the toughest thing about your job?
There's a couple different things, but the toughest one to me is trying to keep the athlete calm after an immediate injury.
What is the typical schedule like for an athletic trainer?
That really depends on the setting. High school setting, you're going to really work more regular hours, between 40 and 50. When you get into college, you're going to look at working 55, 60, 70 hours a week. And in the professional setting, it's nonstop.
What is the pay scale for athletic trainers?
That also depends on the setting, but normally the starting pay is going to be between $30,000 and $35,000 a year, and then you can top out between $90,000, $95,000, and $100,000 depending on the setting.
And have you helped train anyone whom is now a professional? If so, who?
Off the top of my head, I can only think of one, and he was a soccer player at East Tennessee State, and his name was Aaron Schoenfeld, and he at the moment plays for the Columbus Crew.
Thank you for joining me on this edition of Ask a Professional.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.